Hi. Y'all gotta bear with me for a minute. I'm sorry I'm late. Who's ever checking in, sorry I'm late. Y'all gotta give me a minute because I had some technical difficulties. So I am trying to get that straight. Just give me a second. Okay. Ah, wow. Oh gosh. I can't believe this is happening. It's a lot of pressure over here. A lot of pressure. Wow. Oh gosh. This is crazy. Oh Lord. This is too crazy. Hi. Hi. Just bear with me. Hi, everybody. Good evening. I ran into such technical difficulties. So I just need y'all to bear with me for a second. Trying to pull up my notes. Okay. Wow. This is a disaster over here. Oh gosh. Okay. Where are my notes? Okay. Where am I? Sorry guys. Sorry. I just don't want to be all over the place. Okay. Wow. This is too crazy. Ah, gosh. Wow. Just bear with me. Y'all bear with me. Good evening. Can you see me? Um, wow. This is too crazy. Okay. Wow. If any of you have gone live, y'all know how this works, right? Everything that you needed to go right goes wrong. Gosh. Okay, come on. Oh my gosh, this is crazy right now. Okay, where are my notes? Okay, finally I got my notes. And then I want to make sure y'all can all hear me. I am so sorry for the delay. Um, I was trying to, I guess they're not going to see me on Instagram. What time is it? It's already 10 after. Okay. I thought I was in. Only see you on Facebook. I can see and hear you. Okay. Thank you. But where's is YouTube live? Oh, let me see. Let me check on my YouTube, guys. We are live. Okay. Oh my gosh, I gotta get used to this. I'm just so hopefully Instagram they came over to my link. Um hopefully, hopefully they did that. But as of right now, I'm on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. So um yeah. Let me just try one more thing. Wow. Oh, gosh, this is so crazy. So crazy. I kept getting logged out of everywhere. Okay. Um, hmm. Wow. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. I am so, so sorry. All of these security measures, I can't take it. I cannot take it. Like, I like it, but this is crazy right now. I can't get into none of my stuff. Oh, gosh. Wow. Bear with me, guys. I got some good stuff to tell y'all tonight about business tax deductions. Oh gosh. Okay. This is crazy. I ran into technical difficulties and gosh. Oh my gosh. Where is my stuff? Okay. I can't. This is crazy. This is crazy. Hopefully this is gonna log me in. Sorry, guys. Hi, TikTok. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I am so sorry about this. I'm just having the worst situation here as far as as far as trying to log in. Yeah. Yeah. No, not that. I have this. It's a new thing that I'm a new presentation, but it's like my Instagram won't let me log in. So now the Instagram people are not going to see it. Gosh. Hi. Give me like 5 more minutes. Wow. Oh, Lord. Jesus. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Okay. Um, yeah. Sorry. Okay. All right. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I'm just a little flustered now because people were expecting to see me on Instagram and now they can't see me. So, you know, it's just very unfortunate. Okay. So just bear with me because I'm like pretty upset about it. Okay. I ran into technical difficulties and then I was late. So I was late. Okay, but so tonight we're here to talk about business tax deductions. Okay, guys. Thank you all so much for being here. All right, I know you take your business serious, and that's why y'all are all here, right? Um, so let me see where to start. Okay. Hopefully this is not your first time seeing me, but if it is, okay, I'm Coach Ktasha. Okay. And I help people with taxes and entrepreneurship. Okay. And so the first thing I want to start with is the importance of maintaining good records. Okay. I want to start with that. Okay. Income and expense tracking. All right. Now, one of the main reasons why we want to always have good records, first of all, we want to be prepared for an audit. Okay. That's first of all, because at any time, if we get audited and we don't have our finances together, that's going to be a huge problem. Okay. So that's one of the main reasons. Okay. Also, you want to maintain good records, like for your financial health assessment. Okay. When you want to check on your money, check on your, check on your finances. So, in order for you to do that, you have to have good records. Okay. Also, for budgeting, forecasting, for budgeting, and so you're not overspending in certain areas, and maybe sometimes there's some areas where you need to be spending, honestly. Okay. So that's another reason. All right. Now, when we talk about tracking our income and expenses, okay, when we talk about tracking our income and expenses, we want to first make sure um that you're first of all categorizing your income properly. Okay. So is your income coming in from product sales? Is it coming in from services? Is it coming in from passive income? Okay. Is it coming in from other income? Okay. And one thing I want to point out, because I do see a lot of business owners make this mistake, is that loans are not income. Okay, loans are not income. All right. So you always want to, sometimes a lot of people forget that. Like if your business takes out a loan, that's not income. You do not factor that in as income. So do not be confused. Okay. Um, Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the importance of separating business and personal money, your business and your personal money and your credit. Okay. I think I mentioned last time, for those of you who were here last week, but it is super important that your business has its own bank account. Okay. Super important for your business to have its own bank account. And also, honestly, you really need more than one account. Okay. So, first of all, I want to make sure y'all have at least one account, but I always say it's good to have more than one account, because you need an account for operations, your business operations, paying your bills and everything. And then you also need an account for business savings, business taxes, your taxes, also for emergencies. Another account that I like to recommend that people put out is set up is I call it a PTO, okay, a paid time off account, okay, because honestly, since we are our own business, there is no paid time off, right? So we have to create our own. So when I'm coaching my clients, I'm always coaching them to have multiple bank accounts, okay. The next thing is, let's talk about some tools and resources to help you keep these finances organized. Okay, let's talk about that. Now, we do have, spreadsheets like Google Sheets, Excel, and everything, right? We have that. And then there's online bookkeeping software. There's QuickBooks, there's Wave Accounting. Okay. Because I know a lot of people think of QuickBooks, but Wave Accounting is another one. Okay. Wave Accounting is another one. And then you also have FreshBooks. Okay. FreshBooks is another one. I also have a tracker. It's called Small Business Bookkeeping Tracker. Okay. It's on Google Sheets. And if you go to my store, shop.hargeconnections.com, you will see that you can purchase my small business bookkeeping tracker, and it's on Google Sheets. So sometimes people find that you got to do it what works for you. Okay, you want to use a tool that works for you, because QuickBooks is not for everybody, and Excel is not for everybody, Google Sheets is not for everybody. So it just depends, but you have to really find what works for you. Okay. Now, let's move into, I know I'm moving a little bit fast, but I'm so sorry because I had already wasted some of y'all's time. Okay. So next, let's move into personal versus business expenses. Okay. Now, obviously, personal expenses, that's like self-explanatory. All right. That's self-explanatory, things that we're not doing for business, okay, for our personal use, okay. Then we have business expenses. Now, when it comes to your business expenses must be ordinary and necessary, okay. That's the main thing here. They must be ordinary and they must be necessary for your business, okay, because um if you don't have like, if you're not using your expenses properly between business and personal, there can definitely be consequences if you misclassify. Okay, because a lot of things we do, it is mixed use, right? It is mixed use between business and personal. Okay. Now, if you misclassify some of your expenses, all right, you can deal with a potential disallowance of your deductions during an audit. Okay. You can also deal with an increased tax liability because if they wind up saying, like, taking away some of your expenses, okay, they can then turn around and say you owe them back money because you're not qualified to you're not qualified to claim this as a business deduction. Okay. So you definitely want to always be careful. All right. Now, just as I mentioned, hi, good evening. Just as I mentioned, your expenses must be ordinary and necessary. Now, one thing that I will say is super important for you to know your industry. Okay. That is a key thing here to something being ordinary and necessary. You must know your industry because there's no one size fits all, excuse me, to deductions. All right. If you were here last week, excuse me, if you were here last week, you probably remember that I was saying when it comes to entity structures, there's no one size fits all to an entity structure. Okay. Same thing goes here for business tax deductions. There's no one size fits all, and it's really important to know your industry. So let me give you an example. Okay. Let's take, content creation has become so big now, right? Content creation is big. We're going to take a food blogger as an example because, with a food blogger, he or she could be doing content. I know all of us probably follow, most of us probably follow a lot of these accounts on social media, when these home chefs be on here demonstrating all this delicious food. They're content creators, but they're also considered like food bloggers. Okay. Now, if we have, let's say, they're mainly doing this from home, right? So let's say you have a food blogger slash content or food content creator. Now they're going to upgrade. They might want to upgrade their kitchen. Maybe they're, buying new equipment. Do I have, yeah, here's my light. Speaking of equipment, okay. So maybe they upgraded their kitchen. Maybe they're buying, new cookware, specialized utensils and everything like that, right? um you know they're also using those items for home, right? And remember earlier I said business expenses versus personal expenses, but a food blogger is, this is mixed use here. They're using some of these things for personal use and they're using some of it for business use, right? Okay, that's why it's really, really good to have what's called like a business diary, because with your business diary you can jot down, what the business use is for, right? You can, like, it just gives you a better way to keep track of, or document, right? Document the business use between, especially when it comes to mixed use, okay, in case you're ever audited or whatever the case may be. And I always try to tell people, as long as you're running your business, like in case I ever get audited, um, you really don't have anything to worry about. You really don't have anything to worry about. I got a one of my, I don't know if a lot of you have ever seen that movie Law Abiding Citizen. Okay, I don't know if you ever seen Law Abiding Citizen, but Jamie Foxx, his character, right? He kept telling that father, who unfortunately had lost his family, he kept telling him, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove in court. Right? So it's the same thing here. Okay, you want to make sure you can prove whatever it is that you're going to be writing off. So I don't know if a lot of you are aware or not, but I'm going to, let you know now if you weren't aware. But IRS has what's called audit technique guides. Okay, audit technique guides. All right. And they have those for numerous industries because that's what helps them figure out if they were going to audit you, how to audit you, what you should be able to prove, and all kinds of things like that, and some of them off the top of my head, well, according to my notes, okay, business, they have an ATG guide. That's what they call ATGs. They have one for business consultants, childcare providers, the retail industry. So a lot of you who have like online boutiques, they do have an audit technique guide for your industry. Real estate rentals. So for anybody who's doing like Airbnb and all kinds of things like that, and you can actually search for these right on their website. And it's really good to do that because it will help you prepare or know how to prepare in case you're ever audited. That's the main thing. That's just super crucial. Okay. Now I'm going to mention some business tax deductions. So, listen closely or take notes because I'm going to kind of read down the list a little bit quick. Okay. But we have advertising and marketing, right? And when we think of advertising can be, I mean, most of us, I don't really go around doing business cards anymore, but some people do. I actually have some pens. I give out pens. Let me show you my pens. So I have pens. Okay, I usually give my pens. This is advertising. Okay. I still give pens because I'm a pen person. Okay. Also, if you're paying influencers, okay, that's tax deductible. All right. That's still advertising and marketing. Our travel, okay, when we take trips, and even sometimes, like I know I just mentioned personal and business, but it's the way you structure your travel. If you structure your travel correctly, you can blend it, even though some personal is in there, you can write off a portion of it. Okay. So that's another thing. For example, this year when I went away for my birthday, I was traveling with my friends who are also my clients, and so my business advisors. um so a part of that can be written off, not all of it, but we were definitely out there conducting business as well as celebrating my birthday, so some of it, I can write off. Okay. Also, meals, our subscriptions. Now when we think of, I'm starting to make a joke to myself. I'm always saying my subscriptions is becoming the most expensive thing ever. Subscriptions is running high right now, right? Subscriptions is running high over everything else. Okay. I have more subscriptions than a little bit. So, yes, we can do subscriptions, professional services, like when you hire your tax professionals and your accountants or whatever, your bookkeepers. Okay, that's all that can be written off. Those are deductions. We have when we are doing transportation, like Ubers and Lyfts. Now, I'm not going to talk about auto tonight or home office, and make sure you come back next week because that's what I'm going to be talking about next week. And the reason why I singled that out is because there's a lot of layers to auto deductions and home office. Okay. There's a lot of layers to that. So that needs its whole separate session. Okay. So that's why I'm not mentioning those tonight. Now, back to some more deductions. Okay. We can deduct laptops, computers, when we outsource, when we hire, when we have other people work for us, obviously if they're employees that we're writing off what we pay them, but also these freelancers we're hiring, those are all, that all can be written off. Our cell phone, okay, our cell phone, our internet, when we take courses, when you're paying for coaching, um, when you're buying software. Another thing also are state taxes. Like if you have state income taxes that you pay, that's deductible on a federal level. Okay. Also, our bank fees, even down to ATM fees. All right. Your credit card interest. Okay. Your credit card interest. And as I mentioned earlier, when I was saying separating business and personal finances, that also applies to your credit card as well. Get you some business credit cards, keep them separate from the personal credit cards, use these accounts, properly. um, Also, if you're a new business owner, okay, you get to deduct up to $5,000 as a new business. Okay. So that's like new business setup fees. Also, our gifts to customers and clients. Okay. Now you can only do $25 up to $25 per client. But if you were here last week and I talked about business structures, and the reason why I talked about business structures last week is because that's where the foundation begins, right? Structure, right? Foundation. So I'm bringing that up to say this category that I mentioned, gifts to customers, when you're structured as a corporation. Okay, if you were here last week, remember I named a few of them. Your corporation is not limited to $25 gifts. Okay, your corporation is not limited. So that's why last week, if you remember, I was saying there's no one size fits all to business structures. Okay. Everything has its pros and cons, but that's a clear example. Like when you're not a corporation, your gifts to customers and clients are limited to $25. And if you are a corporation, it's not limited. Okay. Now, let me talk about documentation and record keeping. Okay. Um, First of all, you always want to be keeping your receipts. Okay. But receipts are, and like, who really has paper receipts now? I guess sometimes we do. And sometimes if you're paying things in cash, definitely get your receipt, take a picture of it, upload it to whatever you're using for your, managing your books and your records. And if you're not, I'm just going to take a sidebar and say, if you're not doing your own bookkeeping or whatever the case may be, get a freelancer to do it, outsource, but just don't not do it. That's the worst thing. Don't not do it. Okay. So you want to keep your receipts. Like I said, you can do snapshots. There is a program called shoeboxed.com. If you go to shoeboxed.com, you can actually ship your receipts out and they'll organize them and categorize them for you. So take that down. Also, we want to keep our bank statements, our credit card statements, obviously in cloud space. Like I am such a paperless office. Like I just don't do paper. Okay. So, but yeah, you want to keep your bank statements, your credit card statements. You want to keep your invoices, bills, financial statements. Now, financial statements comes from your bookkeeping. Okay. Every year, you need to be giving your accountant or your tax professional, whoever, your profit and loss statement. Okay. They may also ask for your balance sheet and always you're going to need the profit and loss statement, your balance sheet and your cash flow statement. Those are really for your like internal stuff. Okay. But for your taxes, you always need to use your profit and loss statement. Okay. Also, your payroll records, right? And contractors, if you're paying contractors like 1099 people, these are, you want to stay organized. Like running a business successfully starts with being organized. Okay. Stay organized. All right. That's the main thing. And so, organize these digital records, keep it all together. All right. Um, and also, one main reason for keeping all of this organized is that you, as I mentioned earlier, in case you're ever audited, you want to be able to document and show that this money that you're spending, it's because you're in business to pursue a profit. That's the main thing here. They want to know that you're running an actual business, and this is how you legitimize and prove that you're running a business. Okay. So I'm going to give you guys a few time to ask some questions. Now, for those of you who aren't watching me on YouTube and Facebook, you're missing some of my important information. But let me let you know, if you want to get in touch with me for like the 2024 tax season, take this website down, mytaxpartner2024.com. Okay, that's my www.mytaxpartner2024.com. There's no spaces in there. Okay, mytaxpartner2024.com. Okay, you go there and you can, see everything you need to see to work with me up for the 2024 season. Okay, so take that down. Also, and if you're on my live over here on TikTok, if you want to email me, you should be able to click the link in my bio and find what you need. Okay. Now, I'm gonna give you a chance to ask some questions, but I wanted to just quickly tell y'all, for those of you who need a few resources for like business bank accounts, definitely check with your bank now for personal, but also don't negate like online resources. Like one of them is American Express for Business. Okay. American Express for Business is great for business banking. Okay. Also, there's an online bank called Bluevine. Okay, Bluevine, one word, bluevine.com. You also have Truist, Truist, Truist. Okay, Truist is another resource. You have Novo Bank. Okay, Novo. And you also have North One. Okay, North One. That's another resource. Okay. And like I said, also credit unions. Credit unions are also good. Check with them as well, because a lot of them now offer business banking. Okay. So I'm going to give you all an opportunity to ask some questions. Again, I apologize for my snafu earlier. So let me see if any of you have any questions. Let me know. Let me check over here on TikTok. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Y'all are great. Y'all are great. Any of you have any questions? This is your opportunity to ask me questions, because listen, when you book me for a consultation, the one-on-one consultation, yeah, that's fee-based. So you can ask me a question here. All right. Okay. No questions over here on my Facebook and my YouTube. Okay. And then let me check over here for TikTok. All right. Nobody have any questions. So, but I do thank y'all for joining me tonight. Again, I am so sorry about that. Make sure y'all come back next week, because those two categories that I mentioned, auto and home office, and a lot of people, get so confused when they hear, oh, home office. I have a home office here, right? But even if, like, it doesn't have to be home office. Like, remember the example I gave earlier when I was talking about the food blogger? She's working out of her kitchen, but essentially that is her home office. Okay. So your home office is the area in your home that you do business from. Okay. Strictly for business use. Okay. So definitely come back next week, because you want to hear more about how you can deduct things. Having being that the ability to do that is amazing, because as an example, like I have a cleaning service, and I highly recommend, like, that's one of the things you do ASAP if you haven't already done it. Like, you want to outsource things as soon as possible. You want to outsource because you don't want to get burnt out, and you want to be able to focus on areas of your business. But while my cleaning service came this week, that was one of my days when I was taking my fitness walk. And so, that's great because I'm out here doing my fitness, but meanwhile my, apartment was getting cleaned. But the good thing about it is I get to deduct a portion of those cleaning services because I have a home office. I run my business from home. Okay, so part of the cleaning service is personal, but part of it is business. Okay, so definitely come back next week so you can hear more about deducting things for when it comes to auto and when it comes to home office. It's a lot of layers to it. Okay, so I hope to see y'all on next week. All right. And thank y'all for coming. Okay. This is a mutual benefit here. I love, I love teaching. I love educating. That's why I became a coach. But, I'm mainly here for y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm mainly here for y'all to help y'all out, to help, make y'all more savvy when it comes to these taxes and in this business, in your business. Okay. Thank y'all again. And I hope to see you on next week. All right. Take care.